how long does it take for a race to become part of the tradition? In the case of the Napa SK5K, the first one, we knew it was going to be a winner. It was a great race won by Rowan Pennock. Then it was even better the second year, and Ryan Preece won that. Even better last year, Ted Christopher was a winner, and this will be the best one yet. It is the biggest race that the SK Modifieds will run this year.
It is, and not only just here at Stafford, in the entire country. This is the premier race, and if you've been with us or if you're visiting us for the very first time, you are in for the treat of your life. This is an amazing division of race cars. The pool of talent is just astonishing when you look at the young drivers, the seasoned veteran drivers, the up-and-comers, the history that surrounds them, drivers that compete on the NASCAR Wheel and Modify Tour, compete in other touring series events as well. It's quite an amazing story, and it all originated here through the years at Stafford.
And we'll see different strategies. We'll see drivers lay back. We'll see guys go to the front early. It'll be interesting as we get ready to meet the field for tonight's 4th annual Napa SK5K.
Ladies and gentlemen, join with me as we present the starting lineup. Starting in the 27th starting position, this gentleman's a former champion here at Stafford. He'll drive the Earth Technologies Incorporated number 91. Would you welcome from North Haven, Connecticut, Frank Rocco.
Starting 26 is a driver known as the Outlaw from East Hartford in the Elmo's Dockside Restaurant car number 69 for Carlos Gray.
In the 25th starting spot, the Boca Signworks machine will be starting next. He's a graduate from the X Cars at the Waterford Speed Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, from Plainville, Connecticut, would you welcome car number 70 for Rob Goulet.
Then it will be the legendary Purple 00, the driver from Prospect, Connecticut, in the Membrino Racing car. Here is Tommy Membrino Jr.
Inside of the 12th row, it'll be a gentleman who's been to victory lane this season. Family operation that brings us the Napa Fazzino Auto Parts number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, from Meriden, Connecticut, this talented driver can come from the back and end up front. Would you welcome Matt Galco?
It's only taken 2 SK races for this driver to start making a name for himself. In the Meadowbrook Collision car number 29, the driver from Franklin Square, New York, Brendan Bach.
21st starter in the field. Well, this is a dedicated, talented driver who drives the Maidenform Foundation car. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve McCarthy owns the automobile. From Chaplin, Connecticut, the very talented Danny Cates with car number 26.
And then it will be car number 22, starting 20th, a driver from Willington. He is in the Deb's Hair Salon, Napa Auto Parts, Hidden Still sponsored race car, the Grenade, Sean Foster.
Flanking the inside of the 10th row in the 19th starting position is the Hocon Industrials gas machine. This gentleman's a former SK Light champion. Dunleavy Truck and Trailer is among the sponsors from Newtown, Connecticut. Would you give a nice round of applause for car number 31 and Stephen Kopsick?
Starting 18th in the field, car number 66, the Bulldog from Cromwell, Connecticut, in the Cost Central Auto car. Here is Eric Burnt.
A veteran will start back in the 17th starting position. He is, well, a part of the Bowles Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership chain. He'll drive the Bowles Racing Enterprises Spirit of America. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 76 from Ellington, Connecticut, Tommy Bowles.
The 16th position will belong to car number 24, the Rad Auto Machine, providing the sponsorship, the driver from Palmer, Mass., Josh Wood.
Our next starter in the field, he's had no luck at all, but from 15th position, he's going to march to the front of the field. The deal-free Summer Armor Deer Repellent Machine from North Haven, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 25 for Tyler Hines.
This driver took home more than $10,000 when he won this event in 2015. Tonight, he is in car number 40 from Berlin, Connecticut, in the Midstate Air Compressor car, Priest Lightning, Ryan Priest.
Flanking the inside of row number 7, 13th starting position. This gentleman has come on like a storm. The S&S Asphalt Paving Machine, talent on the rise. The Scavora Family Racing Enterprises owned number 50. Watch this guy march to the front from Roxbury, Connecticut. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Dowling.
Starting 12th in the field will be car number 49. He has one win already in a car that is a tribute to his late grandfather. Advice 1 brings us Ronnie Williams.
In the 11th starting position is the man that won the event 1 year ago. He is Stafford's all-time winningest driver and respected as among the best in the business. Ladies and gentlemen, driving the M&T Racing Enterprises TickMite.com machine. Car number 13, the Bear Paired per car. It is from Plainville, Connecticut, the one, the only, TC Ted Christopher.
And now let's meet the drivers in the top 10. Our point leader will be in car number 88, the Wheelers Auto sponsored car. From Berlin, Connecticut, here is Kid Rock, Keith Rocco.
In the inside of the 5th row, position number 9. He's not only the defending champion, but he's one of the guys to beat. The Napa Van Winkle Auto Supply Hitchcock Pools machine. Bob Hitchcock and the Crowley Group prepare the automobile for the talent referred to as the Red Baron from Huntington Valley. Ladies and gentlemen, Rowan Pennick.
Then it will be a hard-nosed driver aboard car number 81. An old school guy from Somers, Connecticut in the Cookers construction car. It will be car number 81 for tenacious Todd Owen.
Here's a driver that's turned some heads this season, driving a car that is part of a rental operation. You would know it by its performance, the 32 Signs machine. Ladies and gentlemen, from Norwich, Connecticut, starting 7th on the grid, car number 32 for Tom Abley Jr.
Starting 6th in the field will be a second-generation driver in car number 82. Connecticut Trails is a sponsor from Wilkett, Connecticut. The driver, Mike Christopher Jr.
In the 5th starting spot, he has won, well, just about it all here at Stafford. He has won in the SK Lights, he has won in the late models, and he's won in the SKs as well. The Quick Stop Mobile Services machine from Wilbraham, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 17 will be starting in the 5th spot for Glenn Reen.
Now we meet the driver who will start on the outside of the 2nd row. Aboard car number 5 from Canterbury, Connecticut in the Mayberry Material Handling sponsored car, the driver, Cam McDermott.
Flanking the inside of row number 2. This gentleman is a seasoned veteran. He's been there and done that, securing victories from right at the start in this division to modern day times. The Horsepower Hill Farms machine from Somers, Connecticut, car number 10A for Dan Avery.
And now it is time to meet our 2 drivers who will bring the field around. On the outside of the front row in car number 04 is a former legend champion in the Izzo Motorsports car. He is from Monroe, Connecticut, Dylan Izzo.
And starting in position number 1, he'll set behind the wheel of the Morrison & Johnson LFR chassis machine. Glenn Johnson owns the race car. From Southbury, Connecticut, he too is a former champion. Here at Stafford, ladies and gentlemen, car number 15 for Michael Jervis Jr. Distance. Our attention shifts now trackside to Joe Koss.
Well, thank you very much, Ben. Here with Jeff Watson, who's the president and general manager of Napa Auto Parts, Connecticut. Jeff, in just 4 short years, this event has become the marquee event of all Northeast short track racing. And boy, it's special to have Napa as part of that presentation with us here at Stafford.
Well, we are so proud of the relationship we've developed with Stafford Motor Speedway and how well we've done over the 4 years. Each year gets getting better and better and better, and we're excited to still be sticking around for a few more years after that. So we just couldn't be happier for a great race tonight. The relationship's good, the track looks good, the qualifying heats were great. So we couldn't be happier to be here, and we just hope all these race fans are happy and enjoy tonight, and they'll just think of us next time they need an automotive need or a little Napa know-how.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Certainly the race fans here appreciate all that you do. Thank you, and for all your supporters here in the towers with us here this evening. We hope you guys enjoy a very comfortable and enjoyable race.
Yep, thanks so much. We appreciate it. We'll see you again at the next one.
All right, Jeff Watson, President General Manager of Napa, Connecticut. Race fans, it is time to get going here in the Napa SK5K. Here with Napa Auto Parts to give the command from Glastonbury, Connecticut. Please welcome Miss Natalie St. Germain.
Drivers, start your engines.
There's nothing like it. The sound of horsepower and the men that live by the grace of God.
Yeah, 27 varieties of horsepower. As the cars will get ready to move, as this is like the drama before the action gets underway.
The SK Modifieds in a special presentation for tonight's Napa 5K SK event. Ladies and gentlemen, they're lining up 3 abreast and 3 wide. Make some noise. Stand up. Get out of those seats. This is what you've come to see. This is the big dance. No other division in the country has the enthusiasm, the heartbeat, and its special presentation 3 wide for you, the race fans. This is what Jack Arut's dream was all about, and the Arut family tradition continues as the bar is raised even higher for tonight's presentation.
Well, it's like Indy out there. 3 wide. It takes your breath away. As the biggest SK modified race of the 2017 season is ready to roll.
Deep into turn number 3. Spotters with their hands on the buttons. NASCAR officials anxiously awaiting. Ladies and gentlemen, the Napa SK5K is about to go green off turn number 4. We are racing SK modified style here at Stafford.
And it's Michael Jervis. He will take command early. Izzo following him to the front. And right in the middle of the action is Dan Avery. He was almost surrounded by his teammate, Glenn Reen.
Well, that's been happening. Michael Christopher already makes his presence known. Here comes Todd Owen as they scramble off turn number 4. Out in front, it is still Michael Jervis. But the big story is third on back. 3 wide, Matt, as they head off turn 2.
Glenn Reen tried to make the move, and he made it work. Shuffled backwards is Dan Avery. Sticking with Reen is Mike Christopher Jr. That is a fight for 4th place.
They work their magic off turn number 4. Back to the strike they come. Meanwhile, all of a sudden, Keith Rocco moves to the outside. Rocco moves into the 8th spot. He's challenging Avery for 7. Owen now sees 2 cars in front of him. That, of course, is Glenn Reen and Mike Christopher. That's a bid for 4th and 5th.
First aggressive move was executed by Glenn Reen. Now it is Owen trying to move in behind him. Rocco goes from outside to inside to try to pick up some momentum, and his teammate is right behind him, Tom Abely.
While that's been happening, the hot shoes in this division, the veterans, are skillfully coming to the front of the field. They formed a conga line as they work their magic and dance off turn number 4 down into turn 1.
And trying to make a move on the inside, Ted Christopher. He is currently in the number 11 position, and he explodes underneath his nephew. So Ted Christopher is definitely on his way to the front.
While all that has been happening, meanwhile, keep your eyes on the bottom of the top 10, because all of a sudden Rowan Pennick seems to have a little bit of more momentum going there. Christopher is right there with him, and then it's Chase Dowling and that pack of cars there. They are currently running at the bottom of the top 10. Ronnie Williams is up to the 13th spot. Tyler Hines is 15th as they work their magic back to turn number 3, and we've got a bid for 2nd. And it is a scorcher.
And it's Glenn Reen on the inside trying to yank the spot away from Cam McDermott as they helter-skelter their way down the front straightaway. Izzo is involved, and now Keith Rocco has infiltrated the top 5, and he is going after the back bumper of Dylan Izzo.
A good side-by-side battle is between Michael Christopher and Todd Owen. That is the battle for the 6th and 7th spot. From there on back, they are side-by-side and doubled up. All of a sudden, Tom Abely is a big factor in this one as well. Rowan Pennick is there. Chase Dowling is there. and it looks like Ted Christopher forced to back out of it a bit, Matt, and he's starting to settle in.
Yeah, he is having a difficult time finding some racing room. It is Rocco who has lunged his way into the top 4. Now he is veering to the outside of Reen. This could be a very interesting showdown for third between Reen and Rocco.
It certainly could be, and it is showing just that. It's just the beginning. Where is Ryan Preece in all of this, Matt? He's back in the 13th position, just behind Ted Christopher and Tom Abley and Chase Dowling. Leader still remains 10 laps of 100 in this Napa special event. Michael Jervis, who has had no luck at all this season, said the LFR car works, but they don't have the magic yet. Will tonight be the night?
Well, Keith Rocco got his magic wand out as he was able to get by Reen to move into the top 3. Dylan Izzo hanging tough. Izzo does not have much modified experience, but he is holding his own in the top tier of the field. Rowan Pennick almost got underneath Owen, but didn't have enough elbow room to make it stick.
Look a little further back. Chase Dowling is in the 10th spot. Just as I said 10, he moved into 9th. How did he do that? He made the move around Dan Avery. His next target becomes Rowan Pennick, the defending champion and a former winner of this race.
As here is Ted Christopher trying to do some damage in car number 13. At the front, Michael Jarvis is extending his lead.
Certainly is, and all of a sudden Christopher does a little two-step and goes to the outside of Dan Avery. Christopher has moved back into the top 10. Ryan Preece has been running with Ted Christopher lap after lap, Matt, and they continue to go with the old 1-2 attitude as they pick off one car at a time.
That is a pretty good two-man tag team. Right now, Mike Christopher trying to crowbar his way underneath Dylan Izzo. That is a battle for the top 5. And Mike Christopher has to be careful because Todd Owen is right behind him, poised and ready to strike.
Todd Owen's confidence is up. He's won here at Stafford this season, and he's also done the same at Waterford last weekend. Meanwhile, keep your eyes on Izzo as he continues to run exceptionally strong in the early laps of this event, Matt. I think he is the surprise contender.
And getting leverage against Mike Christopher was Owen. Now Pennick gets by, and also trying to get by is Chase Dowling. So a hiccup for Mike Christopher Jr., and it cost him about 3 positions.
Josh Wood behind the wall. Car number 24 becomes the first casualty of the event. Mechanical woes, the story. Now look at Rowan Pennick. He just went from the outside to the inside, down underneath Izzo, and right there with him is Chase Dowling. Dowling tries to make the same transition in the S&S paving car, but can't complete the move, Matt.
They named a toll booth in Massachusetts after Chase Dowling, Easy Pass, because he makes every pass he executes looks very easy, and he's trying to do that against Mike Christopher Jr., who is up in the top 5, but has backpedaled a few positions. Rowan Pennick trying to corral the 81 to Todd Owen. One of the best battles on the track right now is for 4th between Glenn Reen, Todd Owen, and Rowan Pennick.
Look at Todd Owen. He put a wheel down underneath of Reen, got shuffled back, and all of a sudden, here comes Rowan Pennick, the Hitchcock Pool Waters machine, down underneath Owen. But Owen shakes him off somehow. Todd Owen is like Muscle Man tonight as he works his magic in the upper lane. Off the pace a bit to the bottom of the racetrack, the Goulet machine, car number 70, orange car, becomes a lapped automobile, the first of the cars to go down a lap.
But Rowan Pennick has room to get by him, and he also gets by the 81 of Owen. So that time it was Pennick using the lap car as an ally.
22 circuits into the record books in this Napa 5K 100 lap event. Now here's Chase Dowling again. He's all over Dylan Izzo. Look at him there. Bold move.
As he is able to trampoline his way underneath the 04, and Chase Dowling now moves up into 7th place.
Dowling is not done yet as he continues to move in his next target. And car number 24, the word is from Joe Koss on pit road, overheating problem. They decided to save the equipment. Back up front. Still, the leader of the pack is Michael Jervis.
Here comes Pennock to make a move on Rain. Underneath. Let's see if he can complete the move as they stop their way out of the corner. It is still Rain holding off Pennock, and Owen now has moved up quickly along with Dowling.
4 cars contending for that 4th position. Nose to tail. Here comes Chase Dowling. Down underneath Owen. They cling and they clang. Off the turn. And Owen still has it by inches. But in turn 2, it looks like Chase Dowling's got the spot.
As he is able to.
Dylan Izio goes around.
As Izzo in danger as he takes it into Weed Whacker country. 26 laps have been completed. And Michael Jarvis, this is already a lucrative night for him because he was a leader on lap number 25. And he will win the bonus, which is a $50 Home Depot gift card from Robert Yates Racing. So is the fact that Michael Jarvis has won a gift certificate.
And on lap number 50 from Newtown Pools, $250 in cash. Let's go down to Joe Koss. He's where the action is. Joe, we heard that the wood machine overheating sidelined that event. What's the vibe on pit road?
Well, at this point, there's just a lot of activity with some of the cars coming down pit lane, including Ted Christopher and Dan Avery. Christopher will be one of the first cars to hit his pit stall, and they will go ahead and make an air pressure adjustment out of the left rear to try to loosen this race car up for Christopher. Not uncommon to see him on pit road early in the event. Right front work is being done on the Dan Avery machine. Remember, they had some problems here last week. They had to put a new nose section on this machine, so they did have a bit of front end damage, trying to get that car tuned to his liking. Also on pit lane, Tom Abley in that number 32 car. Some chassis adjustments here in the just first 26 laps of the Napa 5K.
Well, there's no question about it. We've got some more cars that are looking to take a peek to head down pit road. They're heading towards you now, Joe. So a little shuffle of the deck. Let's set the field for you rather quickly. Michael Jervis has been the only leader, 26 laps. Cam McDermott doing a great job in second. Keith Rocco turned the fastest lap of the race, 19:198. He sets in the 3rd spot. Glenn Reen is 4th. Rowan Pennock is 5th. And Joe Koss has a report on the Cam McDermott car and crew. Joe?
Well, the man that's running 2nd at the moment, Cam McDermott, having another solid run. He's been on a bit of a roll here over the past couple of weeks. Had an opportunity to catch up with him earlier today, and he reminded me that this is a team that missed the Spring Sizzler. And one of the reasons why they were not able to make the season opening event was because they were very diligent in their race preparation. And Ben and Matt, as you both know, this is the time of year when that starts paying off. When you get into this 100-lap event, you get into the summer stretch, the parts get tired, the crew gets tired. But when cars start excelling at this part of the season, you know they've done their homework. Believe it or not, in the offseason, it's paying off right now for Cam McDermott.
We're back to green, Matt. The movers and shakers up 7 spots is the 88 of Rocco, and Ryan Preece is up 4 spots.
And Rocco has picked up another spot as he is able to thunder his way underneath McDermott. And here is Rowan Pennock. He is grabbing onto the shirt sleeve of Keith Rocco, trying to infiltrate the top 3.
Well, that's been happening. Chase Dowling tries to stay glued to Rowan Pennock. Pennock is now up to the 3rd spot.
Rocco making a move.
Famous Rocco move in turn 3. It almost happened there, but will it happen down in turn 1 as Jervis left the door open and Keith Rocco puts the Dunleavy's truck and trailer machine to the front of the field. And here comes Rowan Pennock.
Pennock pressing the issue as he wiggles his way underneath Jarvis, and he is going after Keith Rocco. He might have room on the inside. Let's see what happens as they boogie their way down the backstretch.
Challenge now for the 3rd spot, Matt. Jervis stuck in the outside. McDermott gathers it back. Dowling is up to the top 5. Here's Owen working magic on the outside. And Glenn Reen tries to stay right there with Chase Dowling. Look at Cam McDermott. What a job he's doing in that yellow car.
As Pennock will wait to make a move, McDermott, he is able to scamper his way underneath Jarvis. A man to keep an eye on, Ryan Priest, getting underneath Todd Owen. And if Priest can complete the pass.
Trouble. We've got a car sideways in turn 1 and a mad scramble. And among the cars involved, I believe, was the Danny Cates machine.
Also
the
Brendan
Goulet
Bach.
car.
Robert Goulet in the 70.
And Ted Christopher was involved in that, but was able to pull away under his own power. Down in pit road, the 25 car.
Tyler Hines quickly on pit road.
And then the Williams car, and we see some sparks from beneath that car. The Stas Butova prepared automobile. Ronnie Bamforth prepared 76 for Bowles is in. Dan Avery car, and Ted Christopher. And let's go back down to Joe. Joe?
Ben, you mentioned the sparks flying off of that car. Well, the left front tire was locked up solid. So they've taken the tire off. They put a new Hoosier tire on that car to see if they can get it repaired. On that last caution flag, they were just on pit road, too, making some chassis adjustments specifically on that left front. Stas Butova, if you look down into the infield where that 49 car is the man in the orange shirt. He is looking at the race car visually to make sure that the toe is right on the car. He's just giving Ronnie the go-ahead to go back out onto the racetrack. Ted Christopher on pit lane as well. He's got a front bumper that's bent in about 3 or 4 inches on his automobile. The Brandon Bach machine is on pit road. Tom Abley on pit road along with Tyler Hines. Multiple cars here on pit lane. I tell you what, Ben, you've been around racing for a very long time. It takes a lot to get Ted Christopher fired up. Barrett Coluccio is down here on pit lane. Just got in Ted Christopher's face and said, "Come on, Teddy, let's go." Trying to amp his driver up behind that 13 car.
You know, and if anybody can fire up old TC, it is the Bear. We know that for sure.
Yeah, anyone named the Bear is going to fire you up. Now,
lights are off on the safety vehicle from Whelen Engineering. Work continues on pit road. It looks like the Brandon Bach machine, I believe, is a car that's being worked on. Okay, 31 of 100, Napa style in the 5K SK. Here they come. Rivalry. Keith Rocco, Rowan Pennick. And there is the green.
Rocco gets a jump, and look at Pennick. He is sticking right with him. So Pennick doing a great job on the outside, and now Jarvis is able to gallop his way into third.
They're side by side at the point. Keith Rocco by half a car at the line. Michael Jervis tries the crossover, and Chase Dowling now is being hunted down by Ryan Priest. Here comes McDermott again. Do or die time for the yellow car.
He was trying to squeeze his way underneath Jarvis, couldn't make it happen. And now Dowling starting to flex his muscle. Right behind him is Ryan Priest. So he has made his move into sixth, trying to make his move into the lead. Here is Rowan Pennick, the Red Baron, underneath Rocco. They come off the corner, and Rowan Pennick is your leader on lap number 34.
And amazingly enough, he made that move in the strongest part of the racetrack that Keith Rocco has named for his own, entering turn number 3. But it is now the Red Baron. Pennick, your leader. And now, all of a sudden, we're seeing that Frank Rocco car, Matt, is coming to the front, car number 91.
And we expected that would happen. Frank Rocco currently is in 10th. Battle for third. Chase Dowling on the inside of McDermott.
Trouble now.
Didn't have enough energy.
We've got a spin. Looks like the Carlos Gray brings out a caution.
So the caution comes out, our third on lap number 36.
Joe, have you had a chance to talk to the Christopher team in Bear and what their strategy might be?
Well, normally the strategy for Ted Christopher in a race like this is to spend the first half of the race to try to fine-tune that race car and then navigate up through the field. Now remember, Christopher is the defending champion of this event, the Napa SK5K, so he knows how to get the job done. He's also one of the most crafty racers here in the SK Modified division in the Northeast. When it comes to playing the strategy game, every time you think you can count out Christopher out, well, you better think again. Right now, he's a bit deeper in the field because of the 2 trips he's made down pit lane, but you better believe that they are fine-tuning this race car, getting it to where it needs to be, and then that way he's got a car that's going to be good for the final 30 laps or so.
I say the old saying, you can't teach a dog new tricks.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't apply to Ted Christopher.
No, he is the right combination. As Joe said, he's crafty, and he is also aggressive. So that is a pretty good description of his driving skill. This is going to be a great restart between Rowan Pennick and Keith Rocco.
Here they come. And it is textbook, a perfect start. Rowan Pennick, the Hitchcock Pool Waters machine.
Boy, Rocco has some life on the outside, and Dowling makes it a 3-way fight.
Chase Dowling, power move, outside to inside. And Dowling literally is all over Rowan Pennick, the Red Baron. And guess what? No surprises here, Matt. Here comes Ryan Priest, car number 40, coming to the front.
He got by McDermott with a smooth move to the outside, and few can run the outside groove at Stafford here more efficiently than Ryan Priest. Best battle, Dowling trying to get inside Rocco. As they bazooka their way into the corner, it is Dowling by a schnoz, moves into second place. He started in 13th, and he has moved into second.
Chase Dowling is not done yet. Second just isn't good enough for the Scavora race team. The SNS Paving Group. Rocco has to settle back in to the 3rd spot. 4th spot is Priest. Todd Owen doing a great job holding in the top 5. Little further back in the field.
Well, let's see if Dowling makes a move against Pennick. There is a possibility. Here he comes, and Pennick shuts the door.
Here he's going to try it again, where there's almost no room on the racetrack. Dowling runs that car on rails. But it is still Rowan Pennick, the star of the show. Meanwhile, Teddy Christopher's picking him off, starting to come back to life. He's now back up to the top 15 after pitting and coming from 25th.
So Christopher looks like he has a car that he can work with. Good battle for 3rd and 4th as Keith Rocco is getting a visit from Ryan Priest in car number 40. And Priest is looking for some elbow room, but it is still Rowan Pennick. And the question is, when will Dowling make another attempt to get top billing in this race?
You know, you've got 2 very talented, smooth drivers.
Oh, contact between Reen and McDermott.
Oh, yep.
McDermott was able to recover.
Michael Christopher is right there looking for one of those counter moves. Here comes Priest. He tries it down underneath Rocco. It just doesn't happen. There he goes again.
And he just doesn't have the energy to get under, and he almost left himself vulnerable to Todd Owen.
Todd Owen is really amazing in his quest. He come here with the guns loaded, and he's showing just that. Chase Dowling, it's almost like he's toying with Rowan Pennick. Now, bold move to the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Dowling gets a wheel down under Rowan Pennick. And Chase Dowling moves to the front of the class. And up to the 3rd spot is Ryan Priest.
So Dowling becomes the 4th leader of this race, and he made the move on lap number 47. And now a little bit of breathing room between himself and the Red Baron. Here comes Mike Christopher underneath Glenn Reen, and Mike Christopher is going to fireball his way into the top 7.
Yes, Mike Christopher, he's come to life. Up to the 7th spot. Reen is in the 8th position. Jervis is in 9th. And Ronnie Williams Remember the Stashbatova story? Well, Williams is back out into the top 10.
Stashbatova might be the best at preparing for long-distance races, so he has gotten the 49 back in the top 10. Chase Dowling is in the lead, and he could get a big bonus if he can lead lap number 50.
And as he comes back to the line, ka-ching, ka-ching. $250 from Newtown Pools goes to Chase Dowling and the Skavora race team.
Now Keith Rocco is getting a challenge from Todd Owen. Ryan Preece is in third. And Todd Owen, he never gives up. One of those hard-nosed, no-nonsense competitors who just loves to compete. What about Mike Christopher, as he is able to torpedo his way under McDermott, and he might take Glenn Reen with him?
Well, they almost came together, Matt, there, but then gathered it back. 51 laps up on the board. We'll set the field for you in just a moment. Where's Ted Christopher in all of this? He's up to 12th. Let's go back up front. Chase Dowling, the leader. Rowan Pennick, second. Ryan Preece is third. Rocco is fourth. Todd Owen is fifth.
Then we have Mike Christopher in sixth, followed by Cam McDermott in seventh, Glenn Reen in eighth, Ronnie Williams in ninth, Jervis in 10th, and trouble with Tommy Membrino.
Down the backstretch, nobody seems to see it. Wow.
As he was underneath the Key Bank and Ferris signs, but almost lost in the shadows. Tommy Membrino, another tough break for him. He has had a lot of parts go away on that car, and he and his dad thought they had a very fast car today and they would be able to compete, but they ran into a detour on lap number 53.
Cam McDermott quickly heads down pit road. Teddy Christopher, lead changes. The last one took place on lap number 47 when the number 50 of Chase Dowling took the lead. Let's quickly go back down to Joe Koss. Joe?
Well, a couple of things happened under that last caution period. While there was problems on the back straightaway for Membrino, there was also problems in turns 3 and 4 for Glenn Reen. The right front tire went down. He now limps that car down pit lane. Sparks were flying. He did a masterful job, really, to keep it off the outside retaining wall. And so he gets a bit lucky here where the caution flag coming out for Membrino, where he's not going to lose a lot of time. So the team will go ahead and change that right front. As expected, Ted Christopher is back in on pit lane. Bear once again leaning inside the window, trying to fire up Ted Christopher, as if you even have to do that. But he's trying to get that car rolling once again with some small chassis adjustments as they continue to fine-tune. Also, Tom Abley back on pit lane as well.
They fire him up, and it is Dowling getting the upper hand. But look at Pennick. He is running very solidly on the outside.
Chase Dowling continues to be the big force, but the heat is being applied, and it's turned up to the mode that is high and hot, and that is Ryan Preece.
Yeah, he's trying to jackknife his way underneath Rowan Pennick, and he will move into second.
Look at Todd Owen, Matt. Owen now moves down underneath Keith Rocco.
Oh, a little wiggle that time for Pennick as he almost lost control in turn number 3. He brings it down to the inside, and he has to be perfect because Rocco and Owen are right there behind him.
That's why they call them rub rails, because you see Owen and Rocco literally rubbing those chrome rails side to side, and no one's giving up an inch. You couldn't put a piece of paper between those two.
And now it is Todd Owen on the verge of moving into 4th. What a gritty effort by Todd Owen. If they were going to make a new version of True Grit, I think Todd Owen would have to be in the lead role.
Certainly has. He's moved into the 4th spot. He is definitely here to run up front and show his aggression, and he's doing just that.
Now Mike Christopher is losing a spot to the 88 of Rocco.
And here comes Williams. Almost on cue, 57 laps in, and Williams is up to the 7th spot and challenging for 6th.
And Williams has come very close to winning this race in the past, would like to get it done tonight. It is still Chase Dowling at the front of the field, being shadowed by Ryan Preece. a little deeper in the field. We have Brendan Bach. Remember, he was involved in a tussle, and he was able to get underneath Matt Galco. That was a battle for 10th place.
And he has overcome that and is working his magic as well. Here's the interesting point. When they cross the stripe, 60 laps are complete. Now we're down to the regular Friday night distance.
Yeah, except the drivers have 60 laps of wear and tear on their tires. But the race is just getting started for some of these competitors. Reen, fireballs underneath Michael Jarvis. That is a battle for the number 8 spade, and that is not Reen. That is Dan Avery. And Avery is able to choo-choo train his way underneath Jarvis. Dan Avery, we had forgotten about him after he made an early pit stop, but he has definitely become a factor.
He certainly has. He's worked his way back up to the 8th position. Meanwhile, look a little further back. Where's Ted Christopher in all of this? He's back up to the 12th behind the 3 car of Matt Galco. Brendan Bach's up to 9th. Michael Jarvis is in 10th. He was the early leader, and that's a good battle right there. Look at Brendan Bach.
As it's hard to believe, this is only the 3rd time he has ever been in an SK Modified, as he is trying to chase down Dan Avery in the 10 car. A good battle as Owen is able to pull away temporarily from Rocco. Rocco almost got by him the last couple of laps.
Look at Ted Christopher. Christopher is down underneath Michael Jarvis. That's the battle for 10th.
And Bach is smothering the back bumper of the Dan Avery car.
Christopher's now back into the top 10, Matt.
Ronnie Williams going to work on Mike Christopher Jr.
And Williams continues to apply the pressure. Here comes Brendan Bach again with Dan Avery.
He almost had leverage underneath Avery, decided to wait. So a pretty cautious move there by Brendan Bach. And Chase Dowling continues to dictate the pace. And a pretty tough customer is behind him. Ryan Preece and Rowan Pennick. They both have won this race before. Chase Dowling, this was a very big race 3 years ago when he filled in for Woody Pitcat.
That's right.
Scavero, his car owner, Adam Scavero, was so impressed with his performance, he said to his dad, we got to get this guy to drive our race car. It took him 2 years to land him, but they have. They've won twice this year, and they are 32 laps away from winning the big one. Trouble in the middle of turns 1 and 2. As the car is plastered up against the fence.
It might be the Brendan Bach machine. No, I don't believe so. It's the 69 car of Carlos Gray, who was running in the 23rd position before the caution came out.
So he has wallpapered the barrier in the middle of turns 1 and 2. So Chase Dowling, he is going to have to do some work to hold off the 40 car, plus the guys in the second row, Rowan Pennick and Todd Owen. Todd Owen, there hasn't been an ounce of give up in him tonight.
Not at all. And we are back up through the gears, and Dowling, with a little power assist by Rowan Pennick, continues to dominate. Ryan Preece on the outside, but look at Todd Owen. Sparks will fly down the back straightaway. Owen is the man on the move. Todd Owen, his confidence is supreme here today.
As he has invaded the top 3. Now he's going after the back bumper of Ryan Preece. Good battle between Williams and Mike Christopher as they are welded together going into turn 3.
They're a side-by-side battle there. And then Brendan Bach is there. Ted Christopher still hanging around at the bottom of the top 10. Chase Dowling. Last time by, 19.354. Ryan Preece, 19.488.
Now remember, Brendan Bach has modified tour experience.
Yes, he does.
And that should help him deal with the long distance. As Williams has gotten away from Mike Christopher Jr. Sideways, Bach was able to save it.
And Christopher was smart enough to back out of it and be able to maintain his position. Nobody lost anything but a few feet on the racetrack.
Boy, Bach got diagonal and he was able to bring it back in, but he is on the verge of being passed by Ted Christopher.
Owen in that third position. Owen builds his own race cars. The last to do it. He helps out a lot of other teams. Puts them first. A lot of people might be surprised at that, but not tonight. Todd Owen is showing that championship style that he has had over the years.
And I don't know if he's the fastest driver in this race, but tonight he has been the most determined driver.
Absolutely.
As once again he holds off for Owen Pennick. Mike Christopher still has some ammunition, but Ronnie Williams is moving in on the rear of the Keith Rocco car. Ronnie Williams, it was on lap number 33. He was in last place.
Now, the next time when they come to the line, it is the bonus lap for the leader, which is worth $100 from Robert Yates Racing from Lowe's.
And another bonus for Chase Dowling, as he won the 250 from Newtown Pools and gets another 100 from Lowe's, courtesy of Robert Yates Racing.
Mike Christopher. Yep, he's all over Ronnie Williams' race car. And then the next car in line there is Ted Christopher with Brandon Bach again. Chase Dowling. As smooth as glass at the point. Now, Rowan Pennick seems to be getting a second wind here, Matt.
Well, and that means that Todd Owen is going to have to be prepared, as Rowan Pennick is usually pretty good in the final portion of the race. Here comes Mike Christopher as he tries to swoop down low against Ronnie Williams. Had a good jump off of turn number 2, but couldn't extend it into the backstretch. And look who is behind Mike. Uncle Ted in car number 13.
And if you think Ted is done yet, you don't know Ted Christopher, because he is not. With 78 laps now complete in this 100-lap Napa 5K special presentation.
Pennick out of line, trying to make a move against Owen as he blockbusters his way down low, and Owen is able to hold him off.
Owen just continues to set the pace in that quest for third, as Pennick trying just about everything, but he is no match for Todd Owen, who continues to hold on to that podium spot.
He's on the back bumper like a refrigerator magnet of Owen's car. Now he tries to twist it down low, but Owen continues to hold him off. A little deeper in the field, we have a battle between Dan Avery and Glenn Reen, a couple of teammates going at it pretty hard, and Tommy Bowles behind them.
Down the front straightaway, the Bulldog, Eric Burnt's car, suddenly slowed, then picked up some momentum, almost like it jumped out of gear. But it's still Chase Dowling. Ryan Preece still in second. Let's look at the times. Dowling's getting faster, 19.267. Preece in second, 19.419. Todd Owen is faster in third than Preece with a 19.376.
Boy, nobody's run a 19.2 in a while, but Chase Dowling just did. Here comes Pennick again, trying to put the squeeze on Todd Owen as they grenade their way off the corner. Pennick has a little more room this time around. Let's see if he can put it to use.
Down to the inside. Washes up the racetrack a bit. And now Rowan Pennick's back up to the third spot. Owen has to settle back in fourth, but I don't think Owen's done yet.
As let's see if he has one more energy surge left in that number 81 car. The plot thickens in the fight for fifth between Keith Rocco and Ronnie Williams. Considering where Ronnie Williams was in the 1/3 mark of this race, it would be a great achievement if he could land in the top 5, but getting by Keith Rocco is never easy.
Not here at Stafford. As now, Christopher's moved up to 7th behind Williams. Brandon Bach is 9th, and Cam McDermott is in the 10th spot. Chase Dowling. Remember, there's still more strategy. Even winning the race, you still got to be lucky if you want the big prize and the extra bucks in the draw.
Yeah, you could get it all or you could get nothing.
Yep.
But right now, he has a considerable lead by a utility pole over Ryan Preece. Preece started in the middle of the pack, moved up to second, but he's gone after going from 14th to second. He has hung out there because Chase Dowling is good. However, with the slower traffic in front of him, will that be a factor over the final 11 laps?
And that lap traffic, Membrino is the next car in front of our leader, then Kopsick, Izio, all in formation.
So stay tuned. This will not be easy straight for Dowling, as first he has to get by Tommy Membrino.
And it's 10 laps to go. Chase Dowling, still as quick as he was at the start of the event, continues to power his way out in front. The Scavora family, Chase Dowling and the S&S crew, loyalty, dedicated group. And Dowling has found the magic. 9 circuits remaining in the big payday event here at Stafford. Will Chase Dowling's luck continue for the draw and the big bucks?
And he is not the fastest car right now. Rowan Pennick running 19.3s, and so did Todd Owen on the last lap. But a considerable lead for Chase Dowling, and he is the kind of driver you don't expect the big error from him. Ronnie Williams getting underneath Keith Rocco. Halfway underneath, they fireball their way off the corner, but Keith Rocco has too much power and voltage off the turn.
Mike Christopher is there. Teddy is not as close to challenge. Meanwhile, leader comes up on heavy traffic.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, boy.
Because it's almost double file in front of Dowling.
The leader's now pulled down on a line, giving right away to Chase Dowling. This time off turn number 4, it's the high five for Chase Dowling.
And there is nothing but clean racetrack in front of Dowling, so it is doubtful that he is going to have to deal with slower traffic for the rest of the race.
Chase Dowling, Adam Scavora and company prepared this car. This is the one that they wanted the most. Last time by, Dowling is getting quicker, Matt. 19.286. Preece's time was a 19.861.
You know, that's just a tenth of a second slower than Dowling's fastest lap of the race. So he has saved a little of his bullets for the end. Chase Dowling has completed 97 laps, and he is 3 laps away from the biggest win his car owner, Adam Scavera, will ever have.
They have worked hard, and they're deserving. Popsicle sticks are up. Meanwhile, jam up further back in the field with some lap traffic as Chase Dowling, the S&S Paving Group machine, will look at the white flag this time by.
And could this be a coronation? Here is Chase Dowling headed into the corner, down the backstretch. Chase, he is on his way.
Off turn number 4 for the biggest payday of his racing career here at Stafford. Chase Dowling has done it in the Adam Scavora S&S Paving machine. He'll take down the SK5K Napa special presentation.
Boy, Rowan Pennick made things interesting at the end. He almost got second away from Ryan Preece.
Preece would finish in second. Rowan Pennick for third. Fabulous run for Todd Owen. Keith Rocco for 5. Ronnie Williams for 6. Michael Christopher for 7. Ted Christopher for 8. Brendan Bach for 9. And Cam McDermott for 10.
And then in 11th, it was Dan Avery. In 12th, Glenn Rain. Tommy Bowles in 13th. Sean Foster 14th. Tom Abley finishing in 15th. In 16th was Frank Rocco, Matt Galco in 17th, and 18th, Michael Jarvis Jr. Remember, he led for the first 27 laps. In 19th, Eric Burnt, and in 20th, Dylan Izzo.
In 21st, Tyler Hines, Stephen Kopchick 22nd, Tommy Membrino 23rd, Robert Goulet 24th, Carlos Gray 25th, Danny Cates 26th, and Josh Wood 27th.
You know what's amazing, Ben? 27 cars started, 24 of them finished.
And that's a credit to the SK Modified division. How competitive, how good the racing is, and how much preparation.
Very end was Rowan Pennick, a guy still searching for his first win of the season. But he'll take third place. Had to work your way to the front. Certainly had to earn it. Took your time. Stayed out of trouble. And overall, a solid podium finish.
Yeah, it was a good run for the 99 tonight. Let the 81 sneak by me there, and that really hurt us. It took me a while to get back by him, and caught Ryan on the last lap, which was a little too late to even contend for second. But this 50 team had a great car tonight. They really smoked all of us, so congrats to them, and we'll come back next week and try and get them.
Any sponsors you want to thank, though? Obviously, thinking bigger picture, still a solid run.
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank Independent Wheel, Hitchcock Pool Water, Van Wickle Auto Supply, Pettit Racing Engines, Waddell Communications, CD Race Chassis, Charlton Performance, and whoever else I missed. Thank you.
Well done, Rowan Pennick, your defending two-time champ. Third place for the Napa Auto Parts SK5. More fortunate in 2015. But he finished his second tonight. Yeah, you should have, right? Ronnie Williams is licking his chops right now.
Yeah, you aren't kidding. Come on, Chase. Oh, man. Yeah.
But second's good, though, right? You had some fun.
Yeah. Definitely happy. We're making some progress. I've been really on Mike Paquette's case this week, and even tonight he's probably wanted to hit me a few times, but I got to thank him a lot. You know, he never gives up, and, really proud of everybody on our team for coming out here tonight. Second place, we'll keep working on it. I think we have something to work on for the next time we come back. Not sure when, but got to thank my sponsors, Eagle Fence, East West Marine, Sullivan & Sons, Big, and JP. The Poolins for their Pettit Power, CD Chassis. Napa of Canton, Gary and Diane Barnes do so much for me. Thank you for everything. Thanks for the water pump for my Mustang also. And Racing Electronics, Sean Weatherly Communications, FK Roddins. Really thankful for everybody who helps me.
Direct your attention to Napa Victory Lane. We go to the winner's circle and an ecstatic Chase Dowling.
Now your third win in the biggest race of the season. Describe this moment.
Yeah, I just take the credit here saying Victory Lane, but these guys are unbelievable. And we just talked that whole race, and we were just trying to save, and we knew Priest was there, and me and the spotter were talking, and we just said, he's running the same times. He said, but 20 to go now. I said, I'm trying to save still, but all my guys, Adam Scavera, this little group, it's unbelievable to work with this team. They show me a fast rocket race car every week, so can't do without them. S&S Asphalt Paving, Kerrigan Heating and Air Conditioning, Flamingo Motorsports, Holcon for coming on for this race and the rest of the season, Pettit for the power, and just everyone. This is unbelievable. I can't thank these guys enough.
Well, he's got a ton of people down here in Victory Lane. They got the $ sign necklace.